Hello everyone, my name is Vaishnavi Mahadev Vallekar. Today is a technical topic and the today's topic name is the clinical research process. It is a process which involves a series of well-defined stages which is aimed to be assess the safety, efficacy and the quality of the drugs, medical devices. It involves the various steps like preclinical research, clinical research, regulatory approvals. First one, it is a preclinical research. Preclinical research, it is a process in which the drug is tested onto the animals before they tried onto the humans beings. Then the steps into the preclinical trials, in vitro studies, the testing of the drugs onto the cells or the tissues into the control environment. Then animal studies evaluating the effects in animals to determine the toxicity, dosage, and the pharmacokinetics like absorption, distributions, metabolism, and the excretion of the drugs. Then the compliance with the regulations like good laboratory practices, that is the GLP. In the GLP, the data supporting the safety and the rational use for the human trials. Then second one, it is a regulatory submissions for the clinical trials. The purpose to seek the approval from the regulatory bodies like Food and Drug Administrations to start the clinical trials. The investigational new drug applications for the equivalent is submitted to the respective regulatory authority. It contains the data, proposed protocols, and the safety measures of the trials. Then the regulatory and the ethics committees reviews applications and approve the applications. Then the clinical trials. Clinical trials are those trials which is done onto the humans after the successful result of the preclinical trials, in which a phase 1, in which 20 to 100 healthy volunteers or the patients are involved. The phase is conduct to assess the safety of the drugs, pharmacokinetics of the drugs, and the phase 1 is the phase 1 takes the few months. It focus onto the safety and the effectiveness of the drug. Then the phase 2. Phase 2, it is the efficacy and the side effect, in which the 100 to 300 patients with the targeted conditions are involved. The phase is conduct to test the efficacy of the drugs. To check the efficacy of the drugs. Then it offers the randomized and in the controls. Then the phase 2 takes the several months to the 2 years. Then the phase 2 conduct to data to determine the efficacy of the drug products or the data optimal. Then the phase 3. Phase 3, it is a confirmatory phase. Phase 3 is a confirmatory phase in which the 1,000 to 3,000 patients with the targeted diseases are selected. The phase it helps to confirms the effectiveness, monitor the side effects, and compare the interventions of the treatment. Then the double-blind treatments, randomizations, and the placebo trial methods are used into the phase 3. The phase 3 requires the 1 year to the 4 years. The phase 3 is a comprehensive evidence for the regulatory approvals. Then the phase 4. Phase 4, it is a post-marketing surveillance. The phase 4 involves the broader populations. When the drug is approved and launched into the market, the number of people use that drug. The objective of the phase 4 is to monitor the long-term safety of the drugs and the effectiveness of the drugs, as well as the side effects of the drugs. Then after the phase 4, the pharmacovigilance has been begins, in which the real-world evidence collections. Then the regulatory role. It can lead to the label changes, warnings, or even the withdrawal. Then the fourth one, it is a regulatory approvals. The new drug applications or the marketing authorization applications is submitted to the regulatory agencies. Then it contains the then this application contains the clinical trial documents, then the manufacturing and the quality control data, then the proposed labelings, as well as the usage instruction of the drug. It involves the expert panels and may require further clarifications for the sponsors. Then approval, rejections, or the request for the further studies. Then fifth one, it is the manufacturing and the quality controls. The good manufacturing practices the compliance with the good manufacturing practices. It ensures the consistency, purity, as well as the quality of the drug product. Then continuous monitoring continuous monitoring during the production. Then the sixth one, it is a post approval activities. Ongoing monitoring helps to identify the long term effects, rare effects, and the effectiveness into the large number of populations. The periodic reportings to the periodic safety update reportings to the regulatory authorities. Then the real world observationals or the regulatory studies. Then the key ethicals and the regulatory considerations. The follow principles like respect for the persons, beneficiaries, and the justice. Then the informed consent form. The informed consent forms ensures that the participant understand the risk and the benefits of the events. The regulatory oversight, the compliance with the ICH GCP guidelines, that is the International Council for the Harmonizations and the good clinical practices standards. These are the several steps which is involved into the clinical research process. In the research process, the most important steps are the preclinical trials and the clinical trials. Thank you.